That's a fact. So we got to come together, build strength, build real unity among one another. Not on idealism, but the people among us must be seen as our brothers. They must be seen as our sisters on the realest level, where we would give our energy. We will give our energy to help them and to be of assistance in them in any way that we possibly could. We really got to see them that way. That's nation building. So my point is, when we go within ourselves and do that, nation building will open itself to us in a different way. If we walk the path in that way, the path will open itself up into our ways that will be more comfortable to us than we imagine. If we stay closed, it will be a constant struggle for us. If we open up, we find a real peaceful, heavenly experience for all of us. And that's what we're establishing here at a Black Oasis. It's not just a military base or a National Guard. We could have called it that. Why did we call it a Black Oasis? Because wherever there is an oasis, there is the strongest military. When you got too many bunkers, y'all losing. When you have oases, y'all winning. It's a fact. You can't go have an oasis unless you're holding something down. You got to be winning on some level. Because if you're losing, you got a bunker, a hole in the ground, to hide. Am I right? You got an oasis, you didn't beat somebody. You being victorious on the front line for there even to be an oasis to go to. We didn't won some battle somewhere to even have this. So this is an oasis, but where the war is won so far is by overriding the negative relationships that we had towards one another that kept us disunified and not willing to work together, letting the petty differences and the pettiness come between us and not seeing a higher picture of what we're here to create and what we are here to manifest. And what we're here to create and what we're here to manifest is not codependent on what anybody else is doing. But it's in alignment with the sincerity of those of whom we have attracted. It's a fact. Nobody can go to the next level with you. But anybody who goes to the next level will be there with you. Did y'all hear what I'm saying? And if they don't go to the next level, they won't be there. That's a fact. And if you're using anybody, anything, circumstance, situation as an excuse not to go to the next level, you're just choosing not to go there. And that's fine. And people see that. They don't see no limitation. They see choice and decision. And that's the difference between a religious movement. They're always trying to get people to do something they don't want to do. That's a cult. When shit happened, everybody like, I don't even know what happened. Because they wasn't even there. Consciously, they wasn't participating in nothing that they wanted to do. It was always a cult. This is what you have to do. And all cults are destroyed. Ain't no cult that didn't survive. The cult method doesn't work with black nationalism. What will work is people that are sincere and decisive, that honestly want to step up and play the real positions. Nobody went to get Dr. York out of jail. Why? Because they really wasn't that serious. They went along with the cult. You follow me? We don't know what was happening. It's a cult. What you think? That's a fact. Nobody knew what was going on. But they was there. How the hell are you there and you don't know what the hell is going on? I'm serious. And I've seen many organizations like that. Even with the Nation of Yahweh. Niggas don't know what's going on. But you there in uniform every day, reading the scriptures, right there, but you have no idea what's going on. So when the cult breaks up, it's really over with. Because wasn't nobody there. You follow what I'm saying? They wasn't a part of it. And they're not just, America is a cult, and all of the institutions and schools are cults. Because people aren't really even there. They just to get their check and just go along with what's going on. Even when I worked for the European, when I was working for him, I took all of his knowledge. I soaked it all up. Literally. I watched everything and got all the information. They let anything slide. I saw it. I was in his office more than he was, finding out what he was doing. So I could do it myself. So we have to have an approach to nation building, not the cult follower approach, but be a decisive individual. See, cult members are fearful. They don't know what the fuck gonna happen to them. You feel me? But they just there. They go along with it, but they're not decisive about any part of what's going on. They're just afraid of when they're gonna be called to the secret cult meeting. Am I right? When we gonna find out what's really going on here? Get the fuck out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What you see is what you get. What you trying to manifest is what's going to manifest. Outside of that, ain't nothing going on. Try that with breakfast in the morning. Nobody cooks, nobody eats. Ain't no secret meals being prepared in the basement. Made of lambskin. We have become so conspiratorial as people. We don't even trust each other, which is really the outpicturing of our own mind. Is it impossible to conceive that people are on what you're on in the situation that you're into? Is that difficult? So the cults and these cult organizations messed it up for real people trying to do something. Because now whenever black people come together and unify, they being approached the same manner. What these niggas really doing? I know. You don't. What we doing is what your consciousness has done. The books you read, we just finished them. You know what I'm saying? Literally. The DVDs you was watching, we just saw them 2 more times. You feel me? The incense you was burning, we lit 5 of them at a time. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't that big of a difference. So regardless of how we unify and how powerful we come together, we just people. We just like everybody else. We people. We might not be doing what them people doing. We ain't got no ribs in the kitchen. We don't celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas, but we people. They just doing something else that's not a sign of what people are, but a sign of what they have been taught. What we're doing is what the reality of what people really are doing. That's just not, the only difference is we not going along with the white man. This is what people would do who would not cave in and submit and allow themselves to be subjugated to the norm of what the white man is doing. That's it. It's the same with our people anywhere. What are people in the bush doing? They doing what niggas in the bush would be doing, and it's not living in the city. It's not that complicated. But we go and come up with these cult minds. And we don't realize that we just with our brothers and sisters, working through what it takes for us to become more stronger and more prepared to be even more successful with nation building. That's what this is. It's a fact. Now the fact that we use terminologies of being gods and realizing ourselves as being defined is all metaphoric for the reality of what we choose to manifest. It's not completely religious, dogmatic doctrine. This is all symbolism for the greatness that we intend to manifest in the transformation of our people. So we don't mean that in the sense that we didn't got off a UFO. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to Jesus last week and he jumped in me, and now I'm him. You don't mean it like that, man. This is all metaphoric. You know what I'm saying? I didn't read that much of the Bible that God jumped out of the Bible in me. Now I'm the God of the Torah. Come on, brothers. Yeah. Even all that's metaphoric. It's the metaphorical conversation of navigating our human journey to become greater men and women. That's it. And at the end of it, we would not have become nothing more than a greater man or woman. We would not have grew some wings, and 10 years from now, I'm not going to be looking like an angelic being from Nomos. You follow what I'm saying? So I'm just saying we got to get rid of this type of, elusive ass, kindergarten ass thinking. We got to, because in one way it looks like, well, they're really into it, but in another way, you're so mystified, you're dysfunctional. You know what I'm saying? Man stand up there and talk for hours, and I've been to it with the Hebrews, listen to Ben Amin speak. Man stand up there and talk for hours. You ask one of them, they don't know shit he said. It was a deep teaching in there. What did the man say? Shit was deep. He gave it to us that time. What did he give y'all? I didn't hear it. Did I miss it? He made some correlations with the biblical reference dictionary, you know what I'm saying? And the scriptures, but what did I miss? No, he was telling us that time, brother. Well, what? Tell me. They're so mystified that they have become dysfunctional, even listeners. They're just so over, you know what I'm saying? Threw back off the whole energy of it that it's like they can't even hear it. How does an organization progress to take back what's theirs if people are so mystified? Literally. Some people think, okay, you the true and living God, this is what you say, you're going to do this all by yourself. They really come in this imagination, not understanding the metaphoric reality of it, not realizing who we are from it. Oh, he God, I guess I can go back and get me a job. We got some gods out there doing everything. God back on earth, I can go ahead and go back to work now. You feel what I'm saying? This is how mystified they are. They're waiting on the Messianic consciousness to manifest itself so they can not have to do nothing. Not have to do nothing. But not saying that we're God. Saying that we're God is saying that we're embodying a realization that we want to bring people to. Not that there's some great shit that was prophesied in the book of Revelation that we didn't showed up, man, you ain't got to do nothing. Mm-hmm. That's how they look at it. That's how they look at it. And they will sit and argue with you, are you Jehovah in the Bible? How about your Bible didn't exist? Understand what we're saying. The Bible was a myth. Think deeper about what we're actually saying. It's a fact. There was gods before the Bible in Greek mythology, in Kemet. The idea of God can be used in so many different religious cultures and traditions as a metaphor to understand what the people meant in that time. It's a fact. So we got to open up our minds not to be so Christian that when we hear the word God, we can't understand the metaphoric meaning of developing ourselves to become real people and to become in tune with the reality of the universe. It's a fact that we cannot connect ourselves with higher intelligence and higher wisdom within and through ourselves. That's what we mean when we say becoming a God. That's a fact. So we got to get people off the mystified. Don't placate that with people. When they come to you talking about the Bible and the scriptures, I don't understand what you're talking about. You got to break it down to me. You got to break it down. This is the end of the world. You got to ask them, how many times have people said that the world was coming to an end? It hasn't happened. I don't understand what you're talking about. What I do understand is that you can realize yourself more and do something about it. You can do something about the time we live in now. An example, we're here now. And this very unification, we have done something different for each other and for our community. That's what we bring people into. So the whole cult mind has to be abolished. We're not like no organization. We're not a organization. We're a collective of individuals who have made a similar decision that has brought us together to embark upon a process that will manifest what we collectively desire. And what we will go through it together